And we welcome you back to the Collinsville Sports Complex. We are already underway here in game number 2. Kind of snuck up on me, and we are already underway. Olivia Strangler started off with a ground out to Tarrant at shortstop. That was followed up by Letty Palin's single, and she just went down to second base on a passed ball by Sam Brakebill, who's behind the plate for this one, as Kendra Butcher is back in the pitcher's circle. Saw limited action in the first game. Swinging a foul ball back to the screen from Abby Stallhart, who's up to the plate now. Stallhart, in that first game, went 1 for 3 with a run scored and 2 runs batted in. Collinsville won that first game by a final score of 16-7. Here's a swing and a foul out of play. Line on that first game, Roxana 7 runs on 10 hits. They committed 1 error and they left 8 base runners on. Collinsville 16 runs on 18 hits. They committed 2 errors and left 6 base runners on. Here we are in game number 2, top of the first. And a little reaching, swinging fly ball. Adriana Hall handles out in right field for out number 2. Defense, Hannah Scrum is in left, Elizabeth Sowers in center. We just showed you Adriana Hall out in right field. Belle Marcella is back at third. Darby Tarrant back at short. Heather Martinez and R.J. Simpson back at second and first respectively. Kendra Butcher on the hill and Sam Brakebill behind the plate this time instead of Riley Doyle. Phoebe Boer, who pitched the first game, plays third base this game. She looks at one outside. Ball 1. Runner on second base. 2 outs in the top of the first inning, and a swing and a foul ball out of play. That'll even the count at 1-1. Well, I didn't get to enjoy my hot dog. 1 bite, and we are ready to go. Butcher ready with the 1-1 pitch. Strike called right down central. 1-2 the count. This pitch is outside and low. Ball 2, 2-2. Got underway about 35 minutes after the scheduled noon start time. Due to the longevity of the first game, swing and a miss. Throw down to third, and there's already 3 outs anyway, so that one really didn't matter, as Boer strikes out to end the inning. In the inning, no runs across on 1 base hit and 1 runner left on base. We head to the home half of the first, no score. Letty Palin is back in the pitcher's circle. She saw a little bit of work the last inning in that first game. And Letty Palin will be facing Liz Sauer, Hannah Scrum, and Maddie Lautz here to start off Collinsville's half of the first. Sauer leading off, playing center field. Scrum batting second, playing left field. Maddie Louts is the designated player in this game. She'll be batting for Darby Tarrant at shortstop. If anyone can get on, R.J. Simpson will have a chance to bat in this inning. Sauer steps in. Palin on the pitching rubber. Bottom of the first underway with a swing and a base hit. That is going to be way too hard for Abby Stallhut at shortstop. She ranged all the way over to her right and snagged that ball just into the outfield grass and threw a long shot over to first base that was not going to make it in time to get Sauer. So Sauer's having a good day. In the first game, she went 2 for 5 with 2 runs scored and 3 runs batted in. Hannah Scrum had a good game as well, batting second in this game, and that is a foul ball bunt. Scrum batted last in the first game. She went 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored and 2 runs batted in. So Coach Swip moves her up into the order in the number 2 spot. Liz Sauer started off the bottom of the first with a base hit for Collinsville. So she's on at first, nobody down. Hannah Scrum from the left side awaits the 0-1 and another bunt foul. Hannah Scrum also plays volleyball for the Kahawks. And they will have a new coach at the beginning of the year. That'll be our first game next year, August 23rd. Home volleyball against Centralia before we go to the football fields. And here's a swing and a little rolling bunt that Hannah Scrum beats out at first base. So back-to-back base hits have put Collinsville with runners on first and second. And no one out. Here is Maddie Louts. Maddie ended up with 4 at-bats in that game. She grounded out in her first 2 at-bats. There's a bunt, and this one's going to be successful as she makes her way down to first base. First 3 have reached, all on singles. And Collinsville has the bases loaded and no one out here in the home half of the first. Louts then was pinch hit for back in the fourth by Butcher. Butcher struck out, so Louts grounded out in the first and the second. Then she came back after Butcher batted for her in the fourth, singled and scored in the fifth, and doubled in the sixth. Here's a shot right back up the middle. That's going to score at least 1. Coach Swip sending a player home. We're going to have a play at the plate, and safe at the plate is Hannah Scrum as Sauer and Scrum come in to score on a 2 RBI single by R.J. Simpson, who also had a good game in her first game. Simpson went 2 for 4 at the plate with 3 runs scored and 3 runs batted in, already with 2 runs batted in here in the first inning. Sam Brakebill up to the plate now, swinging a shot right again, back up the middle, and back through the box it comes from, and Collinsville is going to score another 2 runs off of an infield, or excuse me, a single. This one by Sam Brakebill. And Collinsville is quickly up 4-0, and there is no one out here in the first inning.
Nobody but Kahok. Third baseman, Belle Marsala.
Here comes Belle Marsala. This is happening so fast, I haven't even had time to tell you what Sam Brakebill did in her first game. Natalie Becker is going to come in and run second base for the catcher, Brakebill. Brakebill had a 2 for 3 day, at the plate in the first game. Already 1 for 1 with a couple of runs batted in here. Back-to-back 2-run singles by R.J. Simpson and Sam Brakebill. Now Natalie Becker stands at second base. Belle Marsala comes up to the plate. Marsala went 2 for 4 in that first game, and she swings and flies one foul down the first base side. So 5 straight singles. Sauer, Scrum, Lout, Simpson, and Brakebill have all singled. Simpson and Brakebill singles have each scored 2 runs, and Collinsville is up 4-0. No one out. Next pitch. Bounces in the dirt and gets away at the feet of Stangler, and that allows the courtesy runner, Natalie Becker, to make it down to third base. So another run just 60 feet away here for Collinsville and no one out. Pitch, pop fly, over the head of Abigail Stallhut at shortstop and into shallow left field. So Marsala has an RBI base hit. 6 straight base hits to start things off here for Collinsville. And 5 straight runs.
Now batting second baseman number 6, Heather Martinez.
That'll bring up Heather Martinez. Martinez went 2 for 3 with 3 runs scored in the first game, won by Collinsville. She swings at the first pitch. Stallhut grabs it, throws over to first base in time for out number 1. Marsala makes it down to second. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Kendra Butcher. Butcher, as we told you, batted 1 time for Maddie Lautz in the first game in the 4th inning and struck out. Now she's up there with a runner at second base and 1 out. Adriana Hall waits on deck. Adriana is the 9th batter in the batting order here for Collinsville, so Kahok's trying to bat everybody here in this first inning. Butcher, the lefty, looks at the first pitch. Just inside, ball 1. Next pitch from Palin. Swinging a pop fly on the infield. Palin calls for it in the pitching circle. She makes the catch for out number 2. And that will bring up Adriana Hall. Hall batted once in the first game, back in that big 8-run 5th inning, and singled and knocked in a couple of runs in her lone plate appearance. Strike right down the middle to Adriana Hall, the second game's right fielder of the day for Collinsville. Next pitch from Palin to Hall, swing and a miss. 0-2. Letty Palin with the next, bounces in the dirt and back to the screen. Marsala makes it down to third on the play. So runner at third, 2 outs, 5 runs already home. 5-0 in favor of Collinsville here early on. Next from Palin to Hall up high. Snap throw down to third base, but Marsala is back in time, as Boer didn't even try to make the tag. Palin ready with the next to Hall. Here it is, swinging a slow roller right to Palin. Underhand over to first base in time for out number 3. And the inning comes to a close, but not before. Collinsville scores 5 runs as the first 6 girls up to the plate single. And we head to the top of the second. Collinsville up 5-0. Let's thank Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. Mike's Automotive is a T3 certified tire center. They handle all of the basic stuff there, like oil changes and tune-ups, the not-so-basic things like complete engine rebuilds. Mike's Automotive also has 24-hour towing. They have 3 locations to choose from, one in Millstadt, one in St. Louis, and, of course, the one in Collinsville. That location is at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Call 345-0611. Online, mikesautomotive.net and Mike's Automotive on Facebook. I might have to take my car into Mike's Automotive here. I came back to work yesterday from lunch and went to roll up my windows, and the driver's side window rolled up, but the passenger side window did not. So I apparently have a burnt out motor and Right now my window is stuck in the down position, which is okay for now because it's not raining. Later on this week, they are expecting some chances of rain. Haley Petrokovich will lead things off here for the Shells in the second inning. Ariel Turner-Miller and Stephanie Kemp will also get a chance to bat. Petrokovich came in for one at bat in the seventh inning of the 16-7 Collinsville win in the first game, and she lined out to Martinez at second. First pitch into her is a strike. Butcher ready with the next, and it hits her. So the leadoff batter on here for the Roxana Shells. Here is Ariel Turner-Miller. Turner-Miller got one at bat, and she was hit by a pitch in that seventh inning of the first game. That was by Maddie Lautz. Swinging a high fly ball. This one's in shallow right field. Coming on is Adriana Hall. She makes the catch for out number one. That'll bring up Stephanie Kemp. Or Stephanie Camp, excuse me. Camp went 2 for 2 with an RBI and 2 singles in today's first game. First pitch swinging to Heather Martinez. She bobbles, but she picks it up and throws in time to first base to get out number 2. Down to second is Petrokovich. Here is Summer Floyd, who did not play in the first game. Floyd batting .385 on the year with a couple of runs batted in. She stands in from the right side, looks at one on the inside corner, called strike one. Collinsville scoring 5 runs in the first inning, are up 5-0. Roxana with a runner at second and 2 outs. Summer Floyd awaits the 0-1 from Butcher. Here it is. It bounces in the dirt all the way back to the screen. And Petro, as her teammates call her, makes it all the way down to third. She was hit by a pitch, went to second on a ground out, now down to third on a wild pitch. Butcher ready with the 1-1. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Shaylin Poore, the number 9 batter in the order for Roxana, waits on deck. Next pitch on the way, swing and a miss, and down on strikes goes Summer Floyd. Second strikeout for Kendra Butcher. And we head now to the bottom of the second, and Collinsville enjoying a 5-0 lead. Let's thank Brad Keene at Visionary Wealth Advisors in O'Fallon. Brad is a 1988 graduate of Collinsville High School. He is a wealth management advisor with Visionary. He has 22 years of experience. Call him today for any financial advice. Work on your investment portfolio or your retirement or estate planning. Visionary Wealth Advisors offices in Edwardsville, St. Louis, and O'Fallon. Call Brad Keene today at 726-3008 or online, visionarywealthadvisors.com. Elizabeth Sauer leads off for the second game in a row, or the second inning in a row, and skies one out to center. It bounces up against the fence on the warning track. And Elizabeth Sauer now 2 for 2 on the afternoon, or in this game anyway. And Collinsville has already collected their 7th hit We are already in the second inning.
Batting left fielder number
And that'll
23,
bring up Hannah Scrum. Both Sauer and Scrum singled and scored in that 5-run first inning. The first 6 batters singled in that first inning for Collinsville. Here is Scrum, and she takes a ball that gets away from the catcher, Stengler, and down to third base goes Sauer. One 1-0 count to Scrum. Here's the pitch. Turns around to bunt again, but takes it back as that ball bounced about a foot in front of home plate. Quickly 2-0 on Hannah Scrum. Six straight singles. Accounted for 5 runs in the first inning as that ball was a bunt attempt that ended up hitting the ground and getting past Stengler, and Liz Sauer comes in from third base to score. So 2-1 the count now to Hannah Scrum, and now the bases are empty. And Scrum skies one over the head of Stallhut and right in front of Turner Miller in center field. And the hit parade continues here for Collinsville. 8 hits now, and up steps Maddie Loutz.
Player number 20, Maddie Loutz.
Maddie singled and scored in that 5-run first. Said the first 6 batters singled. The first 5 of them have scored. Loutz with a runner on first, looks at one way high. Palin, we gave you some of the numbers on her when she made her relief appearance in the first game. So this is now her 4th game pitched in. She came in with a 7.00 earned run average. There's another fly ball that's going to be well placed. In the gap, that one's going to roll all the way up against the fence. Maddie Loutz is in with a stand-up double, being waved in from third, and scoring without a throw is Hannah Scrum, and Collinsville now out front 7-0.
Batting for the Kahoks, first baseman, number 28, R.J. Simpson.
So an RBI double for Loutz, 2 doubles here in this inning. And here comes R.J. Simpson, who had a 2 RBI single herself in the last half inning, or the last inning. Swinging a shot down the first base line, but just foul. It started off fair, and then before it got to the bag, it took a little bit of a angle to the right and went past the bag in foul territory. And now Coach Swip wants to talk things over with R.J. Simpson. Nobody out. Just like last half inning. 6 girls hit singles before the first out was recorded. R.J. Simpson up there with Maddie Loutz on at second base. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. Swinging a bouncing ball to the second baseman. Petrokovich is up with it and over the first base for the first out here in this second inning.
Now batting catcher number 21, Sam Brakebill.
Sam Brakebill had a 2 RBI single in that first inning as well. She steps up with a runner now at third as Loutz took third on the ground out by Simpson. Brakebill with a chance to give Collinsville another run, but instead she pops up to Boer at third base. 2 outs. So it's up to Belle Marsala to keep the inning going. Marsala had an RBI single in the first as well. The only Lady Kahok with a single that did not come around to score as she was stranded at third base in that first inning. First pitch swinging and right to Abby Stallhut at shortstop. So the inning comes to a quick close after the first 3 reach base. A couple more runs come across for Collinsville. We head now to the third inning. Kahawks out front 7-0. It'll be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters here in the top of the third for Roxana. Shaylin Poor will get her first at bat here in this contest. Poor had one at bat in the 7th inning of the first game, and she struck out. First pitch swinging here and fouls one down the first base side. So Poor back to the top of the order in Stangler and then Palin. If anyone can get on the shortstop, Abby Stallhut, with a chance to bat. Collinsville already has one win, 21st win of the year for the Kahawks. That matches the 4 previous 21-win seasons. So Coach Brett Swip has tied for second for most wins in a season with Coach Kolda, Mr. Pete Hoffman, and Stan Schaefer. Kolda, 25 wins in the 2011 season, has the most in one season. Down on strikes is Poor. She got caught looking. Third strikeout for Butcher. Back to the top of the order, and Olivia Stangler. She started off this game with a ground out to Darby Tarrant at shortstop. Swing and a foul ball, third base side. Our next action is playoff action. That'll come your way Monday from O'Fallon as your Lady Kahawk soccer team begins postseason play against Belleville East, the team they just beat Thursday night 3-0. That's a 5 o'clock game, so we'll be on the air about 4:45 with the Chiropractic Works pregame show Monday. We're right back here on Tuesday. Those are the only games we have scheduled for you next week. Of course, if the girls win their soccer game Monday, they'll play in the regional championship Friday, so of course we'll add that one on. As Olivia Stangler was hit by a pitch. Second hit batter here for Butcher. That'll bring up Letty Palin. Palin singled, made it to second on a passed ball, but then was stranded out there in that first inning. Lauren Clendenin is the courtesy runner down at first base for the catcher Stangler. One out, runner at first base. Collinsville leading 7-0 here in the top of the third. Butcher ready to go. Outside, low, all the way back to the screen. Down to second base goes Stangler. Second wild pitch uncorked by Butcher. So she's hit a couple of batters, unleashed a couple of wild pitches, but still the Shells are scoreless. They have a runner at second and one out. Next pitch on the way to Palin. Swing and a chance for Martinez. Nice play. She scoops and she throws from her knees. Fantastic play over there by Heather Martinez. 2 outs in the inning. Stangler goes to third on the play, so it's now up to Abby Stallhut to see if Roxana can place a run here in the third inning. Stallhut flew out to Adriana Hall in right field her first time up here in this second game after going 1 for 3 with a couple of runs batted in the first game. Swinging a foul ball back to the screen. Lauren Clendenin, a courtesy runner at third base now after running for Stangler, who was hit by a pitch. Wild pitch sent the runner down to second and over to third on a ground out. Here's the 0-1, and that one hits Stallhut. Third hit batter here this afternoon by Butcher. And Stallhut a little slow in getting up, but she's okay. She'll take her place down at first, and it'll be first and third with 2 outs for Phoebe Boer. Boer, a strikeout victim in her first plate appearance here in this game. They're going to make sure that Stallhut's okay down there at first. They're going to go ahead and send in Reagan Stallhut to run for her. As Abby Stallhut will head to the bench. Got hit in the back. Stings a little bit.
Phoebe Brewer.
Phoebe Brewer comes to the plate with runners on the corners and 2 down. Butcher, a little wild here with a wild pitch and 2 hit batters in this inning. Swinging a foul ball out of play. Off to the right side. 0-1 the count to Phoebe Brewer with Haley Petrokovich waiting on deck. Next pitch. Inside. Ball 1. 1-1. Snap throw down to first base, but Stahlhart back in there. Stahlhut. I didn't mess up her name at all in the first game. Now I'm just butchering the crap out of it here in the second game. Swing and a miss, little off-speed delivery. Butcher took a little off, and way out in front was Brewer. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Butcher delivers, swing and a miss. Down on strikes for the second time is Phoebe Brewer, and that ends the inning, so Roxana unable to get a run across here in the third. Home half of the third comes up with your Kahawks up 7-0. You are in good hands, Kahok fans. What's it mean to be in good hands? Well, it means you get an expert agent and his team who are in the game for you. All-state agent and Collinsville graduates Mike and his wife Nancy and the rest of the team at the Cluck Family All-State Agency are eager to earn your business. For a free quote, you can stop by the office in Glen Carbon right across from the IHOP. Give them a call at 205-6060. You can also check out their All-State Agency website or their Facebook page to connect with them today. Bottom of the order here in the third inning for Collinsville, Heather Martinez, Kendra Butcher, and Adriana Hall. If anyone can get on, back to the top of the order, and Liz Sauer. Here's a swing and a shot down the third base side. That's fair. Snagged on one bounce by Poor out there in left field to hold Heather Martinez to a single. 10th base hit here in this game for Collinsville, and that'll bring up Kendra Butcher. Martinez grounded out back in that 5-run first inning to Abby Stahlhut at short. Stahlhut is back out there playing short, so she's okay after getting hit by the pitch. Butcher popped up to Palin, and now she bunts, and bunts foul down the third base side. Butcher popped it up back in the first inning, and Letty Palin just had to take a couple of steps back off the rubber to make that catch. Leadoff man, or leadoff woman, has been on in every inning thus far here for Collinsville. They scored 5 in the first, 2 in the second. And there's a strike, throw down to second, not in time. And Heather Martinez takes second base. She stole that one on the catcher as Stangler popped up, had the ball in her hand, but then lost it. 0-2 the count against Butcher. Pitch, swing, pop fly. Coming in is Poor from right field. She makes the catch, and there's one away. That'll bring up Adriana Hall, who grounded out back to the pitcher her first time up. Liz Sauer moves into the on-deck circle. Hall, another lefty batter here for Collinsville. Bunts, and bunts it foul. Hall steps back in. Runner at second, one out. Runner at second is Heather Martinez. Ball gets away. Martinez will go down to third. Second pass ball by Stangler here in this second game of the day. Palin ready. Next pitch is a bunt perfectly right in front of home plate. Everyone is going to be safe. Staying at third base was Heather Martinez. And Adriana Hall reaches on a bunt single. Runners on first and third. Back to the top of the order, Liz Sauer. She has singled and doubled and scored 2 runs here in this game.
Batting center fielder number 14, Lizzie Sauer.
First one to Sauer from Palin. A little high. Ball 1. Pitch is fouled back to the screen. Adriana Hall went down to second base as Stangler threw down to Boer at third, trying to keep Martinez close. That one's inside, gets away. Everybody moves up a bag, and Collinsville has now scored a run in every inning thus far. 5 in the first, 2 in the second. Martinez comes across on a wild pitch. Hall moves over to third. Sauer up there with an RBI opportunity. Swings and grounds it to Stahlhut at short. Stahlhut throws over to first, and that will score Adriana Hall from third base, so a productive ground out there for Liz Sauer.
Now batting left fielder number 23, Hannah Scrum.
And that's the second out. But now it is 9-0 in favor of Collinsville. Here is Hannah Scrum. Scrum has singled twice, scored twice. Kind of get that running, swinging bunt going on again. She fouls it down the first base side. Maddie Louts waits on deck. 2 outs, bases empty. 9-0 in favor of Collinsville. Here's the 0-1, and this one's a little high, and Hannah Scrum had to duck out of the way of that one. Scrum ready for the next. Swinging a base hit up the middle. Hannah Scrum 3 for 3 here in the second game. Already the 12th base hit on the afternoon for Collinsville. Scrum's having a fantastic day after going 3 for 4 in the first game. Now 3 for 3 here in the second game for a 6 for 7 kind of day. Here is Maddie Louts, who has singled and doubled, or double knocked in a run in that 2-run second. So Louts 2 for 2 here in game 2. Pop fly, this one going behind second base. Stahlhut can't quite get there. And coming all the way around, running on contact, was Hannah Scrum. And Scrum scores to make it 10-0 in favor of Collinsville. R.J. Simpson due up next.
Batting for the Kahoks, first baseman, R.J. Simpson.
Simpson, 2 RBI single in the first. Grounded out to Petrokovic at second base in her last plate appearance. She's up there with 2 outs and a runner on first base. Swinging a shot underneath the glove of Pickett at first base. Down the line it goes. And over to third base is Maddie Louts on another single here by Collinsville. And now Sam Brakebill has to shed the shin guards because she is going to get a chance to bat here in this third inning with runners on first and third. "14 hits on the afternoon now for the Kahawks as Brakebill becomes the 8th batter to bat here in this inning. Swinging a shot down the third base line over the head of Boer at third. Another run comes in. And Collinsville builds their lead to 11-0. Down to second is Simpson. On at first, Breakbill, and now Bell Marsala becomes the 9th player to bat here in this third inning. Looks like we might be making a change. We are. Riley Doyle will come in. Doyle, in the first game, went 1 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. And now we're also going to have a courtesy runner as Natalie Becker comes in to take the place of Sam Breakbill. So Sam can come back and get on the catching equipment. So Riley Doyle will bat for Marsala. Collinsville leading 11-0. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Pitch is high, ball 1. Palin's ready with the next. Swinging a foul. Now leaving things out at 1-1. 5-run first, 2-run second. So far 4 here in the third. That equals 11. Collinsville up 11-0 at this point. Swinging a fly ball, foul, and that one's going to get out of play. Well, actually it stayed in play, hit the bottom of the fence down the third base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Riley Doyle. Next pitch to Doyle. Swinging another foul down the third base side. All the way down in the corner, Poor has to go get that ball. Takes a little time to get everything back in, but we are ready. 1-2 the count to Riley Doyle. Pitch. Swing and a base hit past the diving third baseman's glove, then off of the knee of Poor out in left field, and coming around to score on the play is R.J. Simpson. On an RBI double by Riley Doyle. That ball was scorched down the line. Breakbill, or courtesy runner, Natalie Becker, all the way down to third. Here is Heather Martinez, who started this inning off with a single. She eventually came around to score. High fly ball. This one's going to go out to Poor in left field and on the foul line. She makes the catch in the inning, comes to a close, but not before Collinsville puts 5 more runs across the plate, and as we head to the 4th inning, Kahawks enjoy a 12-0 lead. Back here at the Collinsville Sports Complex, I'm Todd Duke. Glad you're with us here on the Kahoks Sports Network. Game 2 of a doubleheader. Collinsville won the first one 16-7 in large control here in the second game by a score of 12-0. Middle of the order coming up for Roxana. Haley Petrokovich will lead things off. She was hit by a pitch, made it all the way to third base back in the second, but she was stranded. As Butcher is back out. Riley Doyle, by the way, who batted for Belle Marsala in that last inning, stays in and takes over third base for Marsala. Swing and a miss by Petro. Next pitch in the outside corner. She swings at it. And quickly it is 0-2. Ariel Turner-Miller waits on deck. Stephanie Camp also will get to bat this inning. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes is Petrokovich. Fourth strikeout for Butcher here in this game, and here is Ariel Turner-Miller, who flew out to Adriana Hall in her first at bat. First pitch taken right down the middle for a called strike. Next pitch on the way to Turner-Miller, and a ground ball foul down the third base line. Snagged over there by Doyle for a brief moment. 0-2 the count to Turner-Miller. And the 0-2 pitch from Butcher on the way. Strike three called, got her looking. Back-to-back strikeouts. Fifth strikeout of the game for Butcher, and that'll bring up Stephanie Camp, who grounded out to Heather Martinez on a nice play, as Martinez snagged that one at the last moment, and then from her knees threw it to Simpson for the out. So Camp 0 for 1. First pitch swinging, she misses. Next pitch. A little foul tip that stays at home plate. 0-2. Butcher wouldn't strike out the side, would she? Yes. Swing and a miss. She does exactly that. Strikes out the side on 9 pitches. So a very efficient inning for Kendra Butcher and her Kahok counterparts as we head now to the bottom of the fourth. Collinsville in control, 12-0. Time to thank all pro tees, or no, we already did that. How about the Collinsville Education Association? The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page. Well, we have made it to the bottom of the fourth. Collinsville, big time, leading this one 12-0. Summer Floyd takes over behind the plate for Roxana. And Kendra Butcher will lead things off for Collinsville. Butcher
Number 8.
not getting in on the fun here this afternoon at the plate. She's enjoying herself in the pitcher's circle, however. But she is 0 for 2 at the plate so far in this game, in which Collinsville has 12 runs on 16 hits. And they've only left 4 base runners on with all of these hits. Letty Palin back out into the pitcher's circle. First pitch misses to Butcher. Next pitch on the way. That's a strike called. Palin ready with the next. Here it is, in the dirt. Two and one the count to Kendra Butcher. Pitch stays high, 3-1. Next pitch, swinging a high pop fly out in shallow left field, and Abby Stallhut ranges out there to make the catch. That will bring up Adriana Hall. Hall 1 for 2 here in this game. Singled and scored in the third, grounded out back in the first. There's a little bunt, and that one's going to spin and end up going foul. Hall steps back in from the left side. Palin delivers. Inside. Ball 1-1. One out in the inning. Hall batting, then back to the top of the order. And there is a ball off of Palin's glove. She bends down, picks it up, but not going to have enough time to throw out the runner. And Hall will make it down to first base. And that will bring in Riley Hindall to pinch hit for Liz Sauer.
Everybody for the Kahoks, pinch hitting number 10, Riley Hindall.
Hindall started in the first game and went 0 for 2. Timeout called. Okay, now we're ready. Hindall looks at one high. Ball 1-0, 1 out. Bottom of the fourth, Collinsville up 12-0. Next pitch for Hindall, grounds it to Stallhut. It's short, but it's off of her ankle, and it goes all the way out into shallow right center field. Coming around and trying to score is Adriana Hall, and she will be safe. That is what you call a booted ball.
Kahoks. Left fielder number 23, Hannah Scrum.
Hindall made it all the way down to second on that booted ball there by Abby Stallhut. And here is Hannah Scrum. Scrum, 3 for 3, 3 singles here in this second game. She is 6 for 7 on the day, including the first game and thus far in this one. There's a little bouncing ball. Palin is going to pick it up, and no one's there to cover first base in time. Petrokovich from second was heading that way, but there was no way that she was going to get there in time for Palin to underhand that ball to her. So everybody's safe. Over to third is Hindall. Over to first is Scrum. And now the batter, Maddie Lautz, and Lautz gets hit by the pitch. So now the bases are loaded. 4. Looks like Madison Reckline is going to come out. Reckline from the left side, batting 167 on the year. And swing and a shot down the first baseline, fair. That's going to at least score 2. Into the corner goes Camp, and around third base will come Maddie Lautz, and she will score as well. A bases clearing 3 RBI double by Maddie Reckline. Collinsville has just busted this game wide open, as it is now 16-0.
Sam Brakebill.
Brakebill now up to the plate. Brakebill 2 for 3 here in this game. 2 singles, 3 RBIs. In between that, she popped it up to the third baseman, Boer. (16-0) in favor of Collinsville. Only 1 out in the inning. Runner on at second base. That is Madison Reckline after a 3 RBI double smash down the first base line that went all the way to the fence in the corner. And Collinsville has scored 16 runs in both games here today. And they may not be finished yet. This one's over the head of Brakebill. Two and 0 the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a chance for Stallhut. She's up with it. Nice play. Throw over to first. Pops out of the glove of Pickett over at first base, and everybody's safe. Reckline moves over to third base. Brakebill on after the error. 2 errors committed here in this inning.
26, Riley Doyle.
And Riley Doyle will bat once again. She took the place of Belmar Sala in the third. And doubled home run, as a matter of fact. Still only 1 out. That one's scorched down the third base line, but foul. (16 runs in the first game. 16 runs here in the second game. And Collinsville has broke out the bats big time here today. Swing and another base hit. This one's going to go all the way up against the fence for another double. In to score is Reckline. And a little miscommunication with the throw back on the infield will allow Brakebill to come all the way around to score. And down at third base is Riley Doyle with an RBI double. She made third on the throw. Two more runs across. 18-0. Doyle on at third. And here is Natalie Becker to come in and hit for Martinez. Natalie Becker looking for her first hit of the year for the Varsity Kahawks. She offers it the first one. Don't know if she went around or not. Umpire never gave an indication. We'll call it ball one. Becker looks at a strike on the inside corner, 1-1. Runner at third base, Riley Doyle. She represents run number 19 here for Collinsville. Next pitch. Swing and 2-2 for out number 1. Or excuse me, out number 2. Play goes 4-3, but in to score is Doyle. 2 outs. And 19-0. Now our score. I don't understand why they just sent the runner back down to third, but they did. So Doyle stands back down at third. 2 outs. And batting for Collinsville, Abby Crane. Crane skies one out to left field, and that is handled there by Poor, and the inning comes to a close. But 6 more runs come across the plate. Collinsville now leads 18-0. Back here at the Collinsville Sports Complex, changes to tell you about. Mackenzie Lawrence is now behind the plate for Collinsville. She will be catching Kaylee Reynolds as Reynolds makes her first varsity appearance of the year. 3 more outs, and we can call this day over as Collinsville has an 18-0 lead as we begin the 5th inning here. And the only way that's going to not happen is if Roxana comes in and scores 9 runs. Oh, they can score 8, and it'll still be 10. Hindall's in right. Hall moves over to center. And Scrum stays in left. Tarrant stays at short. Martinez stays at second. Reckline takes over first base. And the new pitcher, Reynolds, brings it in for a strike. Summer Floyd was a strikeout victim in her only plate appearance here in this game that came back in the 2nd. Kaylee Reynolds brings it, swing and a miss on an outside delivery. Reynolds Ready with the 0-2 to Summer Floyd. It's inside, ball one. .34 runs scored here this afternoon by Collinsville. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes is Summer Floyd. First strikeout for Kaylee Reynolds. Kendra Butcher had 7 strikeouts while she was in there. Here is Shaylin Poor. Strikeout victim. She got caught looking back in the third. First pitch, swing and a miss. I like the way the ball looks coming out of Kaylee Reynolds' hands. Reynolds, a freshman, up there dealing. Bunt, foul, 0-2. Butcher, in her last inning, pitched in the fourth, struck out the side on 9 pitches. Next pitch coming in to Poor from Reynolds. She bunts it foul again. That is an out. Foul ball on a 2-out. So back-to-back strikeouts. And here is Clendenin batting for the first time here today. Clendenin looking for her first base hit on the varsity side. Slow roller. It's going to go to Tarrant. She picks it up, throws across, and it is an out, and the game is over. Kahawks win. Sweep the doubleheader from the Roxana Shells. First game 16-7. Second game 18-0. We have made our transition into our post-game show, brought to you by Chiropractic Works in Collinsville. Chiropractic Works, owned and operated by Dr. Chris McCluskey. He and his crew are focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives all through chiropractic care and wellness. You can visit Dr. McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, 410 Regency Center, just off of the Beltline Road in Collinsville, or you can call 343-3602 or online, chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. Post-game show comes your way next on the Kahok Sports Network. We welcome you back into the Chiropractic Works post-game show here on the Kahoks Sports Network as your Kahoks sweep a doubleheader from the Roxana Shells. First game was a 16-7 win. Collinsville had an 8-2 lead in that game before it ended up being 8-7, but then Collinsville scored 8 runs in the 5th inning to post that 16-7 victory. In that game, Collinsville 16 runs on 18 hits. They committed a couple of errors and left 6 base runners on. In the second game, Collinsville scored 18 runs on 20 hits while committing no errors, and they left 5 base runners on base. So in the total 2 games, how about 34 runs on 28 hits for the Collinsville Kahawks as they take 2 from the Roxana Shells, and Collinsville now with 22 wins on the season. That will bypass the 21 that was put in the books by, well, Cindy Kolda did it in 2015. Pete Hoffman did it twice in 05 and 06. Stan Schaefer did it in 1992. So the only one standing in front of Coach Swip and his team this year is Cindy Kolda's 25-win season of 2011. And Collinsville with 3 games left. If they can take it from Granite City, Edwardsville, and Highland this last week, then they will have the 25 wins. And then, of course, if we can get a win in the playoffs, then we may be at 26 wins for the year and counting. Joining us on the postgame show now is Collinsville sophomore Hannah Scrum. My dear, you had a fantastic game today. Can I tell you what you went? Will you freak out on me?
No.
You went 7 of 8 with 5 runs scored and 2 runs batted in. How about that for an afternoon of softball?
Oh, sounds great.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about your day. You feel any different when you come into a game and, you end up having one of those stellar days where you come up to the plate 8 times and only not get on base once? Does that day even enter your mind when you come to the park?
No, I really honestly just try and calm down, because if I go in there all freaked out, I kind of just nervously and get out a lot. But I calm down, and my coaches were really helping me calm down and get my head out of it, and they helped me out a lot today. So
did Coach Swip reward you for your first game? Because in the first game you batted 9th, and in that game you went, I believe, 3 for 4 with 2 runs batted in and 2 runs scored. Then the second game starts, you're up in the number 2 hole. Was that a reward for your first game?
Yes, obviously, yeah.
Yeah? Well,
Thank you.
Yeah, well, no problem. Talk to me about this team this year. You guys got something special going on here, don't you?
Yes, I love the team this year. We're doing so good. We've got so much chemistry. Our culture's doing great. All the freshmen are really stepping up and really helping us out this year.
What's your favorite sport of the 2 you play?
I really don't know.
Oh, I put you on the spot and you want to answer that, do you?
No.
No. Thank you for the visit, dear. I'll see you on Tuesday.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. That is Hannah Scrum. She had a fantastic day here today for Collinsville as the Kahawks sweep a doubleheader from Roxana. First game 16-7, second game 18-0. Our next game will come from O'Fallon Monday evening, and it'll be of the playoff variety as your Collinsville Lady Kahawks soccer team has made it to the playoffs once again. They will take on Belleville East from O'Fallon High School at 5 o'clock. We'll be on the air at 4:45, and then we'll be right back here Tuesday for Collinsville Lady Kahawks softball against Granite City. Big thanks to Coach Swip for taking time out in the pregame show. Big thank you to sophomore Hannah Scrum for taking time out in the postgame show. And, of course, a big thank you to all of our sponsors. Without them, we could not do this. So, doubleheader sweep here by Collinsville over Roxana today. And until Monday evening from O'Fallon for girls soccer, my name is Todd Duke. Everyone have a fantastic weekend.